Sekiro Shadows Die Twice casts you as a vengeful shinobi, armed with a skin-shredding katana and a prosthetic arm full of gadgets. If you like the sound of that, here are 8 things you need to know about Sekiro. Sekiro takes place in Sengoku-era Japan, a 16th century period plagued by ongoing military conflict. Sekiro was originally set to be a new installment in the Tenchu saga, the long-dormant stealth action series set in the same historical period. The game's director, Hidetaka Miyazaki, said the medieval setting was perfect for the developer's trademark mystical beings and terrifying monsters to inhabit. The story follows a shinobi warrior called Sekiro, also known as the One-Armed Wolf, whose left arm gets cut off by a deadly Ashina samurai who kidnaps Sekiro's master, a young lord with a divine heritage. Saved from death by a mysterious sculptor who replaces his lost arm with a prosthetic limb, Sekiro must track down his master's captors and seek vengeance. Sekiro is a katana-wielding shinobi with an ever-expanding set of skills. To allow for the inclusion of a fixed protagonist, FromSoftware has removed some of the core RPG mechanics seen in Soulsborne games, such as classes and character creation. However, as the game progresses, Sekiro gains new abilities and upgrades, allowing players to master different combat styles. Players are awarded skill points for defeating enemies and bosses, which can be attributed to multiple skill trees, 3 of which are Shinobi, Prosthetic, and Ashina. Each skill tree contains 3 types of skills. Combat arts are offensive techniques that are triggered in battle to inflict greater damage. Shinobi martial arts help deflect or evade enemy attacks, and latent skills have a range of effects from boosting the power of healing items to increasing Sekiro's stealth capabilities. Known as the Shinobi Prosthetic, Sekiro's bionic arm can be equipped with a variety of weapons and tools, from a shuriken launcher to a steel umbrella. The sculptor who built the device provides upgrades in exchange for crafting materials and coins looted from dead enemies. Each time you want to use a prosthetic weapon, you'll need magical paper dolls called white spirit emblems, found throughout the world. One prosthetic tool, the Grappling Hook, completely transforms the way you move through the game. Players can dart across rooftops, quickly escape from the heat of battle, and scale high areas, making Sekiro a vertically open world primed for exploration. Sekiro's posture system can be used to get the advantage in combat, by knocking an enemy off guard to leave them vulnerable. Your posture is determined by how you and your enemy react to each other's incoming attacks. It's a balance of keeping your posture level low while attempting to raise your opponent's. If you block a single sword strike, your posture level increases slightly, but block a flurry of attacks at once and Sekiro is left unsteady and open to attack. However, block at the precise moment your enemy lands a hit, and you'll deflect the attack back on them to catch them off balance. If either warrior's posture gauge reaches maximum, they're vulnerable to a devastating Shinobi death blow, a gory finishing move that guarantees your opponent won't be getting up again. As you're playing as a ninja, it's only fitting that stealth is core to Sekiro. Players can crouch in long grass to remain hidden from passing enemies, or hang from ledges, hug walls, and sneak up on unsuspecting targets to take them down silently. The checkpoints in Sekiro are sculptors' idols, and they work similarly to Dark Souls' bonfires. Resting at an idol restores a player's health, as well as enabling them to fast travel to other idols they've previously visited. You can also purchase white spirit emblems for your prosthetic tools. Sekiro's Dragon's Heritage ability enables him to resurrect immediately after dying, to return to the battle at the exact point he died. You get 2 charges of this ability. One full charge is gained automatically from respawning or resting at checkpoints, and the other can be charged up manually by killing enemies. However, use up one resurrection ability and the second one becomes locked to prevent you from overusing it, so you'll have to work to unlock it by defeating more enemies. If you die again without a full charge, you'll be sent back to the last sculptor's idol, the Sekiro equivalent of Souls' bonfires. Similarly to Soulsborne games, death has consequences. Players who die will have their money and experience points halved permanently. The only way to avoid this is unseen aid, where the gods take pity on the player and let them keep their XP after death. There's a 30% chance of this happening at the beginning, but this changes depending on key events and items. Additionally, resurrecting too often infects the world with a deadly disease known as dragon rot, stopping infected allies such as traders from interacting with Sekiro and significantly reducing his chances of getting unseen aid from the gods. Sekiro is a challenging experience full of deadly monstrosities, which forces players to blend stealth, sword dueling, and prosthetic weaponry to make it through feudal Japan in one piece. For more on Sekiro, watch the story trailer here on IGN.